All right. So thank you guys so much for joining today. We are going to be talking, excuse me, about all things Facebook. So I'm calling today's session Facebook 201 because you are supposed to have a little bit of knowledge about how to use Facebook ahead of the class. So I do have some sessions that I teach quite regularly with other community colleges and other businesses. So feel free to follow us at Tabletop Media GP. That's our handle on Facebook. And I am constantly posting different classes I'm teaching. So if you want a little Facebook 101 refresher, I'm sure we'll be having some of those classes coming up. If you're interested in hiring us to go really in depth on creating Facebook ads, for instance, I also do one-on-one consultations. So I wanted to be sure to just let you guys know that. So Tabletop Media Group, that is the name of my company. I am Kristen Bachman Tabor. I am the second one from the left on that photo in the snakeskin top. And I put our website, it's tabletopmediagroup.com. And then our email address, info@tabletopmediagroup.com. And then all of our social media handles have that tag, Tabletop Media GP. So feel free to follow us. This is our amazing team. We are a media agency that specializes in food, beverage, and agriculture. So we do a lot of social media management, website design, public relations, marketing, photography, videography. And I'm really excited. I see some of our clients that are on the call, which makes me really happy, some friends of ours and different colleagues. So thank you guys so much for taking this class today. So today's topic, Facebook 201, we're going to go over some stats and what I like to call misconceptions about Facebook. Then we'll talk about why you should be using Facebook for your farm or your business. We'll discuss Facebook Live, how to actually go live, and best practices for Facebook Live. Then we'll talk about Facebook stories, how to create these, how to tell who's actually watching your Facebook stories. Then we'll talk about the importance of using videos on Facebook. And then we're briefly going to go over how to create a Facebook ad. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of people hire us just to go over how to actually create a Facebook ad. There is a lot of ins and outs on Facebook ads, and we could spend probably a week going over how to create Facebook ads. So that is definitely a topic that we could do a big deep dive in, but we'll just go over that briefly today. So I always like to start off with some interesting stats. So this is one that I just find absolutely fascinating. So Facebook has 2.45 billion monthly active users. So Facebook is the most used social platform. So I know I have some clients that are like, should I even really be on Facebook? Does anyone use that anymore? Absolutely. The stats do not lie. It is the most used social platform. So I know a lot of us have been putting in our Facebook handles. A lot of you guys are on Facebook, which is great. If you're not set up, I highly recommend going in and creating a Facebook business page and setting it up as the category farm or whatever business you might be. So this is another kind of interesting stat that I wanted to throw out here because I know a lot of us are on Facebook because we want to attract new customers. So Facebook has 74% high income earners. So out of 100%, 74% of all Facebook users are high income earners. So that means that these Facebook users are making more than 75K annual income. So I found that was a pretty interesting stat. So I will say Facebook gears more towards a little bit of an older demographic. And I was doing a lot of reading yesterday, and I thought this was kind of interesting that folks who are 65 and over, there has been a dramatic increase in the number of people in the age group of 65 and older over the past 2 years. So it is just growing exponentially, that older demographic that is on Facebook. So I thought that was kind of fascinating right there. And then 66% of rural Americans use Facebook. So that's another big one. I know I live in a rural community. I live in Warren County, and a lot of people in our community are on Facebook. And then we have, some on Instagram, but I would say across the board, most every person around here is on Facebook. So not sure if you guys are seeing that in your areas, but I definitely think that if you're just going to pick one social platform to stick with, and you're in a rural area and you want to get, your captive rural audience, I would say Facebook is the way to go. So some kind of misconceptions and things I wanted to just go over before we jump in. So one thing that is pretty interesting, in 2009, Facebook started realizing that people had built these multi-million dollar businesses selling things only through Facebook. And I don't know if you guys remember, like way back in the day, if you're on Facebook, you would start seeing all these people just like, selling products, selling their candles, hair products, all sorts of stuff, and you just got inundated with all these people trying to sell stuff. So what happened was Facebook kind of morphed their model and started adding like the paid ads and the boosted posts because they wanted to make their users happy. So all of their users back in 2009, when Facebook realized this, they were pretty unhappy because they kept seeing all this ad-like content in their news feeds. So Facebook actually penalizes you for trying to sell or advertise your products on your pages. So Facebook really is not a place to sell your products, your Facebook feed, that is. The place where you should use Facebook to sell your products would be for those paid ads and boosted type of post. So definitely keep that in mind. I know we hear and throw around the term the Facebook algorithm a lot. So Facebook will ding you and not show those posts that are like more salesy to people in your newsfeed if you're posting that as a business. So Facebook will show something like you milking a cow to way more people than if you're saying, come to the farm and buy my milk today from 11 to 3. So keep that in mind. Facebook is definitely a place to be more personable. And then you can use those paid ads to drive traffic to your website. So that's one thing I do like to go over. Just keep that in the back of your head when you're posting on Facebook. Try not to be so salesy. And your customer reach on Facebook is extremely limited. So when you post on Facebook, maybe 3 to 6% of the people who like your Facebook business page will actually see your post. So one example, say you have 1,000 people who like your page. I'm sure you guys have noticed this. I notice it all the time. If I had 1,000 people that like my page, only 30 to 60 of them will actually see my post. And it gets super frustrating. And you're just like beating yourself up because you're like, why aren't more people seeing my content? Well, you need to create really engaging ways and posts for them to connect with your business. So I'm going to talk a lot about Facebook Live today. That's a great tool to use to increase that customer reach. So Facebook will not show all your posts to every single person that likes your page. For those of you who have been on Facebook long enough, I'm sure you've noticed that. So engaging content is definitely key. So why should you use Facebook? So why do I need to be on Facebook for my farm? Well, number one, I think all social media across the board you should be on to create brand awareness. So it's letting people know what you're up to on your farm. It's giving your business a personality. This is where you can really shine. It gives farmers an opportunity to offer a glimpse into your operation, your lives like never before. And it allows you, I think this is a huge piece of social media and Facebook, is it allows you to inform and educate those people that are less directly connected to agriculture. So that's a big piece and something that I think, it's our mission to educate those people out there. There's a ton of misconceptions about agriculture, and this is your platform to let them know I'm doing, everything in my power to be sustainable. I'm, doing X, Y, Z types of practices on my farm. So definitely use it as a tool for education. You can also use Facebook to find new customers. And then another important piece is driving people to your website. So I will say, I like to use social media as a way to promote some of like my blog content. So I don't know if you guys on your website have a blog section, but a place like Facebook is great to share links. So you could, maybe you're writing a blog post about how you are doing XYZ practices on your farm. So you could link that blog post directly into your Facebook and drive website traffic that way. So I think it's a really great way. You want people to land on your website because that's likely where you're selling your products. It's likely where they're signing up for a newsletter, and that's how you'll really get them to be a customer. So constantly think about how you can use social media to drive people to that platform where you're selling things or where they can get even more information about you. So use Facebook to inspire, educate, and relate with people. and they will in turn comment, share, and love all of your posts. So, Melissa, I know that I told you I'm going to kind of use you as a little bit of an example today. Melissa is on today on the call. She's a blogger who writes a lot about agriculture. So I'm really excited that she's here today. But mad props, I'm going to give you some love, Melissa. She has been doing this great thing on her blog, Adventures of Frugal Mom, and she's been having people come on Facebook Live and just have, dialogue with her and talk about their business. And so I think that's something really cool that she's done. But I think all of you guys who are farmers out there could easily be doing some Facebook Lives too. Some fun examples. I know we have Simply Natural Creamery that's on. You guys could do a really cool Facebook Live about milking the cows. What's it like, day in a life at Simply Natural on the farm. Or maybe you do a Facebook Live about how you're actually making a strawberry ice cream. It's strawberry season. We're getting all these local strawberries in. Here's how we make the ice cream. So you can use Facebook Live for pretty much anything. And I absolutely love Facebook Live. It's one of the somewhat new features of Facebook. It was released in April 2016, but I feel like right now, due to the pandemic, people are using this, every single day. I'm seeing somebody new going live that's not, used it quite regularly before. So Facebook Live has become huge right now. So it's a feature of Facebook that uses the camera on a computer or your mobile device to broadcast real-time video to Facebook. So I think Facebook Live really provides a more intimate level of engagement with your audience. So your consumers, when you're going live on Facebook, can interact with your company in real time. So this ultimately creates a new level of trust and loyalty with those potential customers or with your audience. So this was an interesting stat that I pulled as well. So people on Facebook are 4 times more likely to watch live streams than those recorded videos that you're posting on Facebook. So that's a pretty big number. So 4 times more likely. So I definitely think, it's great to have video content. We will talk about that in this presentation today too. But I do think that using Facebook Live and, consistently adding that in to your social content calendar is a really big deal. So why should your farm be using Facebook Live? Well, you'll be shown to far more people on Facebook if you do a live video. And just make sure, like we mentioned early on, don't have it be a video of you trying to sell something. Have it be more of a glimpse into your daily life, into your operation. So examples, I know I was talking about Simply Natural. I love your ice cream, by the way. I know y'all are listening right now, but Simply Natural could do a session about milking a cow. I know Lisa Prince is on with the North Carolina Egg Association. They could do interviews with egg farmers and, go behind the scenes and give a glimpse into how an egg operation looks. Maybe you do a Facebook Live of getting your baby chicks in the mail for your meat chickens this spring. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's some really great stuff that I've seen out there that farmers have been doing. And I'd love for you guys, if you have been utilizing Facebook Live, please pop it into the chat and let us know a quick example of something that you've done for your farm. And hopefully that'll help other people's wheels start turning about how they could use this for their business. So another kind of interesting stat is that Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times longer than regular videos. So that's another big thing. So just make sure that you are, like I said earlier, adding this into your social content calendar. So how do you actually use Facebook Live? So we're going to go over the instructions, and I've taken some screenshots so that way you guys can easily follow along. If you want to open up your phone or pop open a new window on your computer, feel free to do so. So I like to use, it's called Pages Manager, and I'm going to chat this in. I've been finding that a lot of people have never heard of this. It's an app that has like a little, I'll kind of pop it up in the video, but it's an app that's a white button or white background that has a little green flag, or I'm sorry, not green, orange flag, and it's called Pages Manager. And it's something that you can download. I have Android, so that's what it looks like on the back end, but you can get access to all of your different Facebook pages that you manage. So for somebody like me who, I have like, probably 50 different Facebook pages all right here. It's really easy for me to toggle in between the different Facebook pages. I really like using this app, Pages Manager, because it helps me to compartmentalize my business versus my personal Facebook pages. So definitely something I would highly recommend downloading, Pages Manager. So what I do is I open up my Pages Manager app, and then I click on whatever page I want to go live on. So I'm clicking Tabletop Media Group. So for you, you'll select your farm or your company's Facebook page from the app or your computer, whichever means you're using. Then I will hit post, and what I have listed on the far right of the presentation is a screenshot of what it looks like. So a small button will appear when drafting a post that says live video or go live, depending on what kind of operating device you're on. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and select that. So for mine, it says go live. So I would select that button to get started. Step number 2 is next up, I would write what I call a click-worthy description. So think of something that's really going to catch somebody's attention. So right here, it says tap to add a description. I just took a screenshot yesterday. I had pointed my camera at my computer. So you'll see it's like right under where it says ThinkPad, it says tap to add a description. So, so what you'll do is you'll pop in whatever description you want to put there. It's, you know, a description of what's about to happen. What are you going live all about? So you'll type that in. So maybe I'm Simply Natural and making strawberry ice cream. I could say for my description, join us as we make our first batch of homemade strawberry ice cream with a little strawberry emoji and an exclamation point. It could be as simple as that. So you want to make sure that it's compelling copy in order to entice your viewers. So if it's not compelling copy, your live video isn't going to get as much, if any, traction. So make sure you're typing something short and sweet and compelling in there. And then you want it to be direct, actionable, and informative with a hint of mystery to spark some curiosity in your viewers. So that's the key for creating a description. So as soon as you type in your description, the next step is that you'll hit that go live button. So I know, let me pop back here. Mine says start live video. Depending on what device you're on, it might say go live. So whatever it says, you'll hit that blue button. So whenever you're about to hit that button, I know a lot of us are like, oh my gosh, let me take a deep breath. This is like the most stressful part of my day. So make sure that, you know, you're ready. Like you want to make sure that your video is turned the correct way. If you're taking like a selfie video, you want to make sure it's pointed towards you. If somebody else is taking it, you want to make sure that they're communicating with you that you're about to go live. Do like a countdown, like 3, 2, 1, something like that. Get in position, hit the button, be casual and be very authentic. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see something, you know, extremely polished looking. This is a Facebook Live. So make sure that you're just, you know, being yourself on there. One tip is that it might be worth looking into purchasing an external microphone to improve sound. I know a lot of people have been using that, and I'm sure, I know I can include some tools, some things on Amazon that I found that might be really helpful. Another thing is a tripod. So they make tripods for your phone actually, or your tablet that you can easily pop up and, you know, hit the live button and it will just stay stable. So the worst thing I hate when somebody is filming a live and they're really shaky and the video is, you know, bouncing back and forth, that gets pretty annoying. So make sure that you're investing in something. And it's, I mean, I've found tripods online for like $8. So it's very minimal. And one thing too, I know I'm getting a couple of things in the chat. Lisa Prince brought up a really good point. For those of you that are in animal agriculture, just be careful with what you're showing because, you know, anybody can hop on a Facebook Live. You could have an activist that pops on and they can really judge, you know, your surrounding or what you're showcasing. So make sure, like, if there's something that you don't want in the background, make sure that it's not in there. So for sure, position your frame correctly and just know that anybody out there on the internet can pop on to one of your live videos. And Tammy just chatted, it would be very helpful if I can send along like tools and apps that I really like. So I'll definitely do that at the end when I send along all the slides to you guys. So that's a great tip, Tammy. So number 4, with Facebook Live. So the next step is that after you've created this video, after you've gone live, you'll click finish once your post is done. So be aware of where the finish button is at the bottom of your page or at your screen, so that way you can give a proper sign off. And I will say that when you're about to sign off, don't just like abruptly end the video. You want to make sure that you're telling everybody like, hey guys, I'm about to sign off. Thank you so much for joining. You know, check us out at tabletopmediagroup.com, or give them some kind of actionable step. So step number 5 is post your live video on your page and make any desired edits. So once you're no longer live, your video can still live on for those fashionably late viewers to enjoy. So share your video on your page and make any edits you need to the description, thumbnail, add caption, etc. So all you'll have to do is toggle, there's a little arrow button, and you can click edit post. So that's how you can easily go back and make any desired edits after the video has ended. So I did want to go over some best practices. I know we talked about like the tripod. There's all sorts of great ideas that I have for best practices. So I know a lot of you guys have been starting to use Facebook Live, and hopefully these practices will help you out while you're practicing with this tool that Facebook offers. So I posted this. I think this is a really good tip. Whenever you're using a Facebook Live, face a window. It gives you a great source of natural light. So clearly you can tell which one looks a lot better. So I just took this from a blog post I was reading, and the image on the right-hand side is of a woman who's facing the window. And then the other one is showing you when she's not facing the window. So you can see just how washed out she looks. You see like a glow coming from one side of her face. So definitely face a window. It's a great source of natural light. And I think that you'll have a much crisper looking image when you're hitting the go live button. Next up, film horizontally on your mobile device if you want. So a lot of people, you know, it's in your nature, your mobile device is more vertical. So it's just in your nature to hit live like that. But you can actually just turn your mobile device and flip your phone to a horizontal view. So it yields a much nicer size video. And I think it does look better all around when displayed on somebody's news feed. So just another quick tip. So this is huge on Facebook Live. Ask your viewers to interact. And I will say something that we've done for our clients. If like say for instance, one of our restaurant clients is going live and doing like a recipe demo, I'll make sure I've texted my dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, and I'll even like stage questions with my family members. I'll say, hey guys, can you do me a solid? Can you watch Facebook Live at 7 p.m. and dad at 7:01? Can you ask the chef what's his favorite kitchen tool? And then mom, can you ask the chef at 7:05 for him to repeat that one step in the recipe? So I like to, I know it's a little bit staged, but I do like to actually stage questions, because the more people start interacting with those live videos, the more it gets shown on other people's news feeds for them to just hop on and start watching your video. So just a little tip that I've learned from doing all these Facebook Lives, you know, pepper in some staged questions, but also encourage your viewers to interact. So like I said, Facebook's algorithms recognize that popular content, and it makes it even more popular. So that's why it's so important for people to be commenting back and forth, hitting the love button on Facebook Live, the like button. And in order to gain more interaction, you have to encourage it from your viewers. So some examples of that: during your live broadcast, ask questions to your viewers. So ask them to reply in the comments. Maybe you're, you know, a dairy farm that sells ice cream. We're going back to that example because I love ice cream. Maybe you could say like, hey everybody, you know, we're here today. I'm going to show you how to make a strawberry ice cream flavor. But before we start, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? I mean, it could be something as simple as that. And then people can type in chocolate, vanilla, cookie dough, and so on. So definitely encourage people to interact. So this is another big piece. If you are having, you know, maybe you're the one on film and you would rather have somebody else man the Facebook Live device or whatever apparatus you're using, have them also be that person that monitors the comments and they can feed you questions. So sometimes what we'll do is like we have a restaurant client I'm going to use as an example. They're Kon Ki. It's a hibachi restaurant. And they've been doing Facebook Lives where the owner will be the one behind the camera. And then the person making the dish is one of the chefs. And so the owner will come on early and say, hey, everybody, my name is Tom. I'm the one behind the camera. I'm going to be monitoring all the comments today for Chef Kevin or whoever the chef is. And together we'll be bringing you, hibachi from your living room. And so I think it's really great to introduce even the person that is behind the camera. That way, if Tom, who's behind the camera, is asking Chef Kevin a question, people aren't caught off guard with why there's somebody else's voice in the background. So I do think with Facebook Live, it can be hard to host your own video sometimes, unless, you're set up with your tripod and everything. But it is kind of hard to, reply to comments that you're getting because sometimes they'll come up super, super fast, especially if you have very engaging content, and it's hard to just keep tabs on that. So whoever's manning it can say like, hey, Chef Kevin, we just got a question. What kind of eggs do you like to use for hibachi? Whatever it is. And so it can have that nice open dialogue, and whoever is being filmed can answer those questions that are coming in. And something else too, I will say, is you don't have to answer every single question. I know for some content, there are tons of questions that are popping up, and maybe you just don't have time. You only wanted your Facebook Live to be 30 minutes. You just don't have time to answer all of them. Only answer the very relevant questions. You don't have to get back to everybody. It is a great practice to get back to as many questions as you can possibly fit in, but just keep that in mind, especially if somebody kind of asks a question that might catch you off guard or that you just don't want to cover. You don't have to feel obligated to. You can always follow up with them later through like a private message or comment back and ask for them to email you, and that you'll get back to their question that way. So that is another thing I did want to throw out there for you guys. So another fun best practice is call out your commenters by name. So whenever you're answering questions over your broadcast, make sure you call out the user by their first name. So you will get notifications that, Kristen has commented that, I really love chocolate ice cream. So me as the host, I could say, hey, Kristen, I love chocolate ice cream too. That really goes a long way. And it helps you to build even more of a connection with that user. It makes them feel a little bit special, and they're really excited that you chose them to answer their question live or to comment kind of back and forth with them. So another fun tip. I know I mentioned this a little bit earlier, I touched on it, but after the broadcast, what do you want your viewers to do? Make sure that you're giving an actionable sign off. So perhaps you're asking them to subscribe to your live video channel on Facebook, or you're asking them to visit your Facebook page for a special discount code, or you want them to share this with their followers. I mean, whatever the actionable item is, make sure that you're articulating that in your Facebook Live video. So be sure to end your Facebook Live post with something actionable for your viewers to do. I'll give an example of going back to the hibachi thing. So Kon Ki is the restaurant. They have a couple locations in the Triangle area in North Carolina. And so they've been doing hibachi from your living room is what they're calling it. So once a week, they go on and they make this, amazing hibachi spread. So at the end of every single Facebook Live, they've been holding up a sign with a discount code for their viewers. So if you've watched the video all the way through, you'll know that you will get 20% off of your next takeout order. And that code is only live for like a 2-day period, but it's something really cool that they've done, and they've seen a bunch of people redeem that code. So, you could create a special code that goes onto your e-commerce platform, onto your website, that people can use just for like a couple of day period. And you can have that code be trackable to where, okay, this was the only code, I only used it on Facebook Live. How many people actually redeemed that? So is Facebook Live a good use of my time? So something kind of neat to think about doing for your farm. So another kind of helpful tip for Facebook Live is that you can upload a custom thumbnail. So your thumbnail is the first most prominent thing that people will see after your video is live. So once your video appears on your page after recording, you'll just click Edit Video, and you'll see an icon that will allow you to upload a custom thumbnail image. So I've put in a quick screenshot and you can select that button that says custom. So something that you can definitely do. You could create like, your own type of thumbnail image if you want, if you have like a graphic designer on your team, or you could use a tool like Canva, which we will cover during this series. So definitely make use of that tool. And then another best practice is that I think you guys should definitely practice before you go live as your business. So, practice makes perfect. That is certainly a useful saying right there. So you can test things out by creating a practice video restricted to your eyes only. So how do you do that exactly? Well, you can do this by going to your own Facebook profile. And then there are settings where you can toggle, this is a public post, or this is a friends only post, or only me. So what I would do is click on only me and then practice going live. And I'm the only person that can actually see that. So I think this is a super beneficial tool. If you're somebody that's like a little bit nervous on camera, you haven't done a lot of public speaking, you've never used Facebook Live, definitely go live on your own to only me and practice before you do this. So something pretty cool that Facebook allows you to do is use their tool called Live Producer. So it's a really great one. It's a new way to go live on Facebook using higher end production equipment. And I'm just going to touch on this. I know like some folks are using it. A lot of bloggers that I'm following are using it. The governor has been using Live Producer to give us updates. Some like larger businesses are using this tool. It's something that I myself have not personally used quite yet, but it's something I am planning to use. But I've been doing a lot of research on it, and it's a really neat tool. It can be accessed from any entry point to live from your Facebook page. And you can click on it. I'm going to pull this up right here. Oh, sorry, I'm not logged into Facebook, but basically you'll click on this link. If you're logged in, you're going to get these slides. Click on that and it will show you the back end of what Facebook Live Producer looks like. And you can actually schedule out the fact that you're going to go live. You can schedule out polls to be sent out during your Facebook Live, questions to be asked. So it's a really interesting tool that I would highly recommend playing around with and using. And something that I absolutely love is that you can schedule these live videos. So I know I was talking about Melissa and kind of bragging on her. She's a blogger in the Triangle area, or in Goldsboro, and she's been scheduling out live videos. And so what will happen is you'll see, I told you I used you as an example, Melissa. You'll see that when you're using something like this, the Live Producer, you can schedule stuff. So I'm actually going live with her on Wednesday, tomorrow at 1. And so this is what it'll look like. She is able to add in a little caption, her own thumbnail, and it says that she's chatting with Kristen from Tabletop Wednesday at 1. So it alerts her followers that she has a live program scheduled for Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And then me as the follower, or whoever the followers are, you can actually toggle this button. Right now I have interested because I am interested in being alerted when she's going live. So that's something really great that your followers can now do, is click that button to say that they're interested. And then as soon as you're going live, your followers get a reminder in their notifications that Adventures of Frugal Mom is now live. And so they can easily click on that and go ahead and be taken to your live broadcast. So I think it's really awesome to start using this tool. And I'm skipping back to the previous slide, but using Live Producer allows you to schedule out your live videos, and it will give you information about how you can set up a stream key. So this is, like I said, and I see Michelle popping in there talking about what kind of software you want to use. So definitely look up, and I'll send some examples of like streaming software that you can use. And Melissa, if you want to chat in some of the software that you've been using too, that would be really helpful. But what you do is Facebook Live Producer gives you a stream key that you copy and paste into whatever streaming software you're using. So it's really cool. It allows you to have more sophisticated type of Facebook Lives. And so what happens is the live video will begin automatically at your scheduled start time. and you have to go live within 10 minutes of the scheduled time. So like Melissa's going live Wednesday at 1. If she is not going live within 10 minutes of that 1 o'clock time frame, your video will automatically be canceled. So make sure that your browser is also supported for Live Producer. I would say make sure that it's updated, and just keep in mind, Live Producer is not fully supported in Safari, Internet Explorer, or older versions of Edge. It is supported in the latest versions of like Chrome and Firefox. And I know that a lot of people are using StreamYard. That's a really big popular streaming software. I'll type it in. I also see some people are actually typing it in, Tammy and Melissa. So StreamYard is a software that allows you to see comments in real time on the same screen. So StreamYard is something to definitely take a look at online. So next up, we're going to talk about Facebook stories. So how do you actually create a Facebook story? What is a Facebook story? Is it similar to Insta story? I know your head might be spinning. There's a lot of new functions on Facebook. And I will say Facebook is constantly launching new features. It's something that you just have to stay up to date on and kind of trial some things out. So for those of you who took the Instagram class, you'll know that there were Insta stories. So Facebook has something very similar, and it's called a Facebook story. So how do you actually access your stories? Are people really using these? The answer is yes. So to create a Facebook story, what you'll need to do, I go to that Pages Manager app that I mentioned a little bit earlier, and then I toggle over to my tabletop profile. And so I took a screenshot of it. You will click that, your icon, there's a little plus sign right next to it. So my profile picture has the tabletop logo. I'll click the plus sign, and then it will pop open some different options. So I can view my current story, I can create a story, and then it gives me options of like changing my profile picture. But for this purpose, we are creating a story. And so I will hit the plus sign that says create story. So I'll tap on that. And then I just took an example of what the back end looks like. So how do you actually go in and now create a story? So it's very, very similar to Insta Story. Facebook bought Instagram, which probably explains why it's so similar. So what you'll do is when it opens up, you will have the option to take your own photo or video by tapping that white circle button that's in the bottom and the center. So by holding this button down, it will allow you to take a short video, and then you just release the button and it will end your video. Or you can just simply tap it to take a quick picture. So I just used this example of the Dr. Pepper can. This is what the white circle looks like. If I were to tap that white circle, it would take a picture of that. So say you've already taken a photo or a short video on your phone or on your tablet, whatever device you're using, you can actually click the gallery option. So that would be the little squares right down here in the bottom left. So this is the gallery option. So you can either click on that to access your gallery, or just simply swipe up and it will give you access to all of your different images, and you can click whichever photo or short video you want to use in place of whatever's currently in front of you. So for this example, what I did was I picked a photo that I had just taken at home that I want to create as a Facebook story. So what I've done is I selected my photo in my gallery, and then it pops it up, and you'll see on the far left, this is the example of what it looks like. So next up, what I want to do on my Facebook story is to edit the photo or video with text, stickers, different effects, tagging people, or add a drawing. So you'll see, I highly recommend hopping on Facebook story and just playing around with it, similar to Insta story. You can add in lots of different text. You can add in fun, like little stickers. Like you'll see, I added in text, delicious lunch from the community hub. And I was able to, make it a white background with black letters. And then I was able to add in like a fun little sticker. There's like this little heart sticker. And then as soon as I'm satisfied with how it looks, I can then go in and hit share now, which is how it will share to my Facebook story. So it's a pretty fun tool. I would say it's very similar to Insta Story, and that it's more, for fun posts, things that, are maybe not as curated as you would like, just like more in the moment types of things. And I did get a question in the chat about using hashtags. So that is something that we will certainly go over, Cindy, but this will be another great place to add in a hashtag. So I did hashtag community hub. It's this new hub that's in the Cary area where a lot of restaurants and farms are coming together on one platform to buy food. And so I was able to use that hashtag. So I would, you know, definitely on like a Facebook story or an Insta story, this is where I would just add maybe one, maybe two hashtags, just something quick that is highly recognizable. I only like to use hashtags on my stories when it's like, you know, a broader type of topic or something that's like very community specific, like this hashtag for that hub. Maybe I want to use the hashtag for my farm name or, you know, my location if I wanted to. Like I'm in Warrenton, North Carolina, I could do hashtag Warrenton NC. So, you know, play around with it, but I wouldn't go and put like 20 different hashtags in your story. So that is a good question. That would be, in my opinion, like a misuse of hashtags in your story. On your actual Facebook feed post, I would definitely, you know, add a couple hashtags in there. Instagram really is the place where you want to add a lot of different hashtags because it's way more easy to discover people using hashtags on Instagram than it is Facebook, in my opinion. So after you have it all ready to go, you just hit that button that says share now and it will add it to your story. And then Linda is asking, I tried posting a story on my laptop, but it didn't have the GIFs or stickers, all the fun stuff. Is there a way to add it on the laptop version? That is a good question. I'll have to test it out. I have actually only ever used stories from my phone. So I will get back to you on that, Linda. I'll send a follow-up at the end of this presentation to let you guys know. But if it's not showing up, it's likely just a Facebook setting where it just doesn't have it in there for you. So I would say, you know, use your phone and that way you can have some of the fun stuff. But great question that I'll get back to you on. So next up after, well, actually, let me share my, whoops. I'll show you guys towards the end. I was going to share my my screen on my phone. I want to show you guys how to create a story and add some of the fun stuff on it. I know I took some screenshots, but at the end of the presentation, if we have time, I'll pop open my phone and like I did with Instagram and show you guys how to actually, you know, create one in real time. So stay tuned for that, but I'll go ahead and get that all set up. So next up after Facebook stories, we are going to talk about Facebook videos. So something kind of interesting that I always like to bring up is that people on Facebook watch video without sound. So it's something that if you don't know, now you do, but 85% of people watch their Facebook videos without sound. So why the heck are people doing that? Well, Facebook's users still prefer to scroll in silence. So, you know, think of it, maybe you're, you know, at a meeting and you're on your Facebook app and you're just scrolling. Well, you don't want the video to start playing because obviously, you know, it's not kosher to do something like that. So, you know, perhaps you're like on an airplane or you're in a meeting or you're at a conference and you're just scrolling. Well, you're likely scrolling in silence. So 85% of people are watching videos without sound. So what does that exactly mean for your business? Well, something that I would suggest doing is create a compelling video that maybe has some like stats that can pop up on the screen, or maybe you have closed captioning that, that you add into your video, because you want people to still be able to watch the video and get the point of this video without having to turn on the sound. So something kind of interesting to keep in mind. So videos on Facebook, I will say that mobile-friendly video generates much higher engagement. So videos are becoming super popular on Facebook. As you know, Facebook Live is the most highly watched, but then next up is just Facebook videos that you're uploading directly to your Facebook page. So videos are accounting for about 11% of Facebook posts, so a pretty good amount. And between video ads, video posts, stories, and live streams, Facebook videos garner up to 8 billion views per day. So a lot of people are watching videos on Facebook. I'll have to pull the stats. We're actually going to be doing a YouTube class. We've decided to add on a YouTube class to the end of this session now. So definitely be sure to sign up for that. but I will pull some stats about how Facebook videos rival YouTube videos. So stay tuned for that. And then the best results come from when you upload your video natively to Facebook rather than sharing the link. So, we've kept in mind now, people like to watch Facebook videos without sound, but Facebook will also, boost your engagement up and show it to more people when you upload a video directly through your Facebook feed rather than sharing like a link to your YouTube page. So that is something to definitely keep in mind when you are creating video content. And Coco's saying, do we know why that's so? I mean, I'm guessing it has something to do with the money side of things, maybe. I'm not entirely sure on that end, but I'm guessing Facebook would rather keep you in-house. They'd rather you, be watching video on their platform than taking you to YouTube. And they, like Linda said, they like the original content. So, if I'm Facebook, for instance, I would want you to click on a Facebook ad rather than being taken to YouTube and clicking on a YouTube ad. So I think that's why they just like the original content. And I know we got a question about the difference between mobile videos and other videos. We're actually about to pop into that. So mobile friendly videos. So Facebook feed video specs. I've put all of these, I got it directly from Facebook to talk about. So for your video ratio, all aspect ratios between 9:16 and 16:9 are supported. So this also includes square videos. So like, typical Instagram square, a landscape video, which is that 16:9, and then there's different vertical sizes. So you can easily edit your videos whenever you go to create a video on your mobile phone. My Android has different settings, and we will be talking about this in the video class that we'll be teaching, but you can actually create different aspect ratios directly on your phone or whatever kind of video software you're using or whatever kind of app. So those are certainly some aspect ratios to keep in mind. And then for your file size for Facebook feed, 4 GB max. So that's another really important thing to realize, that when you're creating video content, that 4 GB max is the file size that Facebook allows in their feed. Resolution, Facebook recommends that the maximum resolution that fits both file size and ratio limits is the one that you should use. So do, the max resolution that will fit into that video ratio that we talked about, so into that square video, into that landscape video, and within that file size of the 4 GB max. So video length, I will say that Facebook does have a maximum amount of time. It is 240 minutes max, and then 1 second minimum is what they say. I will say definitely look at your insights and see what people are, where they're dropping off. Are they only watching your video for 3 minutes? Are they only watching it for, 2 minutes? So kind of play around and see what your Facebook followers are actually doing and gauge those insights to create new content moving forward. So how do you actually share a video to a Facebook page? I used our friends at Animoto, which is a really great tool that you guys can use. I used some of their screen grabs to walk you through these steps. So how do you share a video to Facebook? So what you'll need to do is go to your business page. And I like to personally do this from a computer because I have a lot of my video content stored on my computer, but you can also do this from your mobile device. So do keep that in mind. So you'll go to your business page, and then you'll hit the photo video button. So it's the one in the lower left-hand side. So from that page, you'll click photo video to upload your video. Once you click on the button, you'll select upload photos/video, and you'll select that video file that you'd like to upload. So after you are, uploading that video, it will take a little bit of time because video, it's a big file. So give it a few minutes, and then it will process it, and you can add in your video details. So you'll need to, first of all, add in a title for your video. So, make it short and sweet, something that's very attention grabbing, and then add in a description. And you can also add in tags, so keywords to help people find your video. So, maybe I'm doing back to that ice cream video. Maybe I'm showing people how to make strawberry ice cream. I could do a tag ice cream, or, NC farm, or dairy farm, creamery, different things like that for my tags. These are essentially keywords that are going to help people find your video. Then you can also choose a thumbnail for your video. So I always like to, create my own thumbnail, or, pick a really nice frame of that video for that thumbnail. And then you can also add in subtitles and captions. You can add in polls during your video to find out what your viewers are thinking. And there's a lot of other really great options that are right there when you're adding in your video. Next up is to publish the video. So once you've input all the details, it's now time to publish. So you can simply click that blue button that says publish, or you can hit the video to post later. So you can actually schedule it. So you'll see it has under publishing options, choose how to publish your post. You can publish now, you can schedule it, you can even backdate it if you want, or save it as a draft to come back to it later. So that's really great if you're wanting to go ahead and get all of your content lined up for the week and you want to schedule out different video content to be leaked out over time. I love to use that scheduling button. So next up, we are going to do a little bit of a dive into Facebook ads. I did include, I was scared that we would probably be a little bit low on time. I did include a really awesome video from this guy that I absolutely love following. He goes into I think it's about a 12-minute video. He goes into a really, really in-depth session about how to use Business Manager, which is like the back end of Facebook for businesses, how to use Business Manager to create an ad. So it's a really thorough guide. He talks about how to use your competitors' ads and take some of that information to create your own ads. So something that I would highly recommend watching maybe tomorrow at lunchtime or later tonight or whatnot. But I did want to go ahead and play this quick video from Facebook about how to create an ad. So we'll let me share my screen.
Hey there, it's Marika, and I'm here to tell you about the 5 simple steps you can take to create an ad for your business on Facebook. Facebook ads are designed to help you achieve business goals and connect with customers. You can spend whatever fits your budget and even get specific about which people you reach. Ready to start? Open your business page from your computer and click the blue button on the lower left. Then choose what you want your ad to help you do. Let's say you're a jeweler and you want to get more people to check out the latest ring designs on your website. You'd pick Get More Website Visitors. Next, add images and text for your ad. Facebook might suggest an image and text, but feel free to change them. For your jewelry store, a photo of one of the new ring designs would likely be better, for example, than a photo of your storefront. Your text should be short, simple, and catchy. Your third step is to create your audience. In other words, tell Facebook who you want to reach. People between the ages of 18 and 40 who were recently engaged might make a good audience for those new ring designs. You can add those details and many more. If you have a physical store, maybe you'll want to get in touch with people within 10 miles of your location. If your business is more online oriented, maybe you'll want to reach out to a wider audience like a whole city. It's up to you. Your next step is your budget. With Facebook ads, even a modest budget can go a long way. Tell Facebook how long you want your ad to run and how much you'd like to spend. You'll never be charged more than the budget you choose, and you can even see an estimate of how many people your ad may reach. Then, pick how you want to pay. Once you complete your ad, it'll go through a review process to check that it doesn't violate any of our ad policies. If it's approved, it should start running right away. Once you see how your ad is performing, if you're not happy with the results, you may be able to edit or pause it. Facebook ads are designed to help you reach business goals and connect with customers. They're quick to create and easy to change. Pick what you pay and get in touch with new potential customers quickly and easily. And for more on how Facebook ads can help your business, keep learning.
one second. All right, so I am going to figure out how to get out of this screen. Give me just one second. Okay, so that's just a quick overview of how to create a Facebook ad. I will say definitely take a peek at that video that I did include in the slides. So it goes really in depth about using Business Manager, and I'm just going to pull it up real quick so you guys can see. We have to watch an ad first, but so that way you guys can see what Business Manager actually looks like on the back end. Just coming from personal experience, I will say that Business Manager is very, in a way, confusing. There's a lot of moving parts. It's not as like beautiful of like a back end as something like just creating the Facebook ad like you just watched. I think it's more of a guided creation when you create an ad that way for your business. So if you're somebody that's just getting started creating a Facebook ad, certainly set it up that way. If you're wanting to go like really, really in depth to ads, use Business Manager. And I'll just do like a quick search so that way you can see what Business Manager looks like on the back end. But it is something that is a little bit more like trickier, I guess you could say, to use. So this is what like Facebook Business Manager would look like on the back end. So you will have some guided creation, but I'll send along this link as well into the chat so you guys can take a peek at it. But it is a little bit more of like a bulkier type of back end. And so if you've ever landed on something that looks like this, that says Business Manager, that's the back end that I'm talking about. So certainly take a look at it though. And I'm popping that into the chat, this guide from our friends over at Hootsuite too. But certainly do, play around, watch that video and see what you like the best when you're creating ads for your business. I will say that I have created quite a few ads for people using the system that we did just go over, that we just watched, and they were very successful. You can look and see analytics from your ads. You just have to, after the ad is ran, click on the analytics tool, and you can see how many people were actually reached, how many people, maybe your action was to click on your website, how many people actually did use that. So it's something to certainly gauge. And I always like to test different things out. So maybe I create an ad with, a really nice photo of like a bucket of strawberries. But then the next time I create an ad of somebody like reaching down and picking strawberries, I could kind of test it out. I could use the same copy if I wanted, just different images. And I can test it out to see which image performs better on my ads. So play around, get creative with the ads. I do think it's a really great way to drive people that aren't your followers to discover your business. So just wanted to touch briefly on how to set up a Facebook ad. I know that we are running out of time, but I did want to open it up. I know I do owe you guys quite a bit of things, and I will be sharing a link of the video. Let me pop that in. This video about going in depth on Business Manager, I'll share that and popping it into the chat as well. And I will be sharing the slides, and I will be sharing a recording of this session. So you guys are more than welcome to take a look at it if you have any questions. And I am going to type in my email address. It's Kristen@tabletopmediagroup.com, and you're more than welcome to email me if you have any questions. I know I had a lot of questions about Instagram afterwards, and people just wanted some advice or wanted to like just touch base with me on something. I'm definitely more than happy to get back to you with any questions you might have. Excuse me. And then let me pop open our contact info. That way you have it. But right here is all of our contact info. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. And a huge thank you goes out to the North Carolina Department of Ag. They have been just an amazing supporter. They're the ones that are sponsoring this entire series, and I'm really thankful for them and just believing in all of these great virtual tools and social media tools that are out there for your farm. And then also a big thank you to the Warren County Economic Development Commission. I know they're letting me use their office space and all of their awesome recording software and computers and everything. So huge thank you to both of them for making this possible. I did want to put a plug. We are going to be adding another session at the end of this series. called YouTube. So it will be not like a super, I guess more of like a how to get set up on YouTube type of class, how to create different tags to get your video found, how to actually make sure that you're set up for success as a business. So it's definitely going to be like an introduction to YouTube and how you can be using it for your farm. So certainly feel free to sign up for that, and I will include it out in the email to everybody. So that way you can make sure that you're signing up for the YouTube class. So I know we're a little bit over, but thank you guys so much. Hopefully you got some really great ideas. I hope I can see all of you guys on Facebook Live. I would love, love, love that. And as always, I'm here if you have any questions. So thank you very much. And I will hang out for a little bit if you want to chat me any questions you might have. And I did have a question from Coco about if ads or boosted posts are better. And so that's something I definitely think that ads are really great to create. It's more of like a back end type of system. So if you're really wanting, you know, somebody to purchase something or whatnot, that's when I would use an ad. Boosted posts are more to get engagement on a post that you've put into your feed already. So like into your Facebook news feed. So like say for instance, you presented at a conference and you posted, you know, a really great photo of you, Coco, like of the Sweet Potato Commission at a conference, and you want people to see that post even more, that's when I would boost something like that. But if you're directing someone to like, go check out this recipe for sweet potatoes, I would run that as an ad. And Victoria, when I say mobile friendly video, if you want to refer back to that slide, let me see if I can get back to it real quick. And when I send this, definitely take a look at it. Mobile friendly would mean just following those specs right here. So, whoops. So following these specs would be mobile friendly. So whenever you're recording a video, just make sure that you're following those, and that would be a mobile friendly type of video. And then certainly if you're filming it with your phone, that would also be really great to do.
Okay, great. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah, you're welcome, Judy. Or Victoria, sorry. And then Beverly is saying that I was saying that posts shouldn't be to advertise or sell. They post during strawberry season to say that the patch is open each day. It's more informational than selling. Does that get limited exposure? I would certainly say, you know, feel free to say that, you know, we're open, like strawberry season is in full swing. I think that's completely fine. If you're saying like strawberries are for sale, $4.99 a gallon or whatever the price is, that's more salesy. So I hope that answers your question a little bit more. But I would create like a Facebook ad that says, you know, strawberry season's in full swing, come by the farm to purchase gallons of blueberries for X or gallons of strawberries for X price. You could certainly create an ad that way. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna end this unless you guys have any other questions. So thank you so much for staying with me and answering so many great questions. Let's see, or sending me so many great questions. Lacey, we are very much all outside. Any videos we shoot would be outside. How do we increase video quality when shooting outside? Do most people just use phones? So that's a really great question, Lacey. I know that you guys are usually outside. So think of time of day when you're filming. So I know that, you know, sometimes in the early mornings or like right as the sun is going down, it's what they like to call like the golden hour. So think of times that would be really great for videos when the sun is like, you know, blaring in your face and there's like lots of crazy shadows. I would not recommend taking a video, but try to think of, you know, the position of the sun, which way you should angle your phone. And we will talk a little bit more about that in our video class too that's coming up, but definitely understand that you know, being outside can present some challenges. So I would certainly bring your phone though with you and take some of those videos. I think it's completely fine. Your phone is, you know, a mini video camera right here. So certainly try that out, but test out the different times a day, test out the position. You wouldn't want to be like videoing directly into the sun. Make sure like maybe the sun is to your back or whatnot, and just play around with it that way. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share, but I appreciate you guys popping on there today, and we'll definitely send along the slides, and we will send along the recording, and then I'll also include that link to that YouTube class that I'll be teaching. So feel free to hop on that YouTube class. I think that's going to be another great session. It will be the Tuesday. Let me pull up my calendar just to make sure I'm telling you guys right, but it will be Tuesday, May 26th from 12 to 1. So that class will be all about YouTube. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting, and I appreciate you guys, and let me know if you have any questions.